All right, I'm sorry. There, is that what you want? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your favorite mask collector's favorite mask collector, AJ Good, here at the House of Masks, where we unbox and review cool stuff almost every single day, but not today.
Not today, Satan.
That's right, because as I promised in the last video, today we are going to be doing another mask discovery video / mask reproduction video. Meaning that not only do I have a cool mask discovery to share with you guys, but we are also going to be recreating that mask for a world's first replica. And that means that I will literally have the world's first replica of this mask here in my collection. So everybody wins. You guys get a cool video, and I get a very cool piece for my collection. So, before we jump into the subject at hand, I want to cover a few things. Now, first, I did apologize at the beginning of this video, and some of you guys are probably wondering what I was apologizing for, and the reason that I'm saying sorry is because it's been about a week since I released a new video. Now, when was the last time I released a new video?
About a week ago.
So, safe to say, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
And for that, I am sorry. I've just been so busy between living my own life and finally enjoying things again and doing everything that you can imagine for PaleFest, all the behind the scenes work and the last minute tie downs. We have just been very, very busy. For instance, this weekend, I went out to Indiana to see my boys in Maud play a sold out Hoosier Dome show. Once that was over, Tyler and myself went to the new Jeff Gordon exhibit at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum, and it was awesome. Then I got back home, and every single day since then has been full of PaleFest work. I've been ordering new merch, I've been taking promo shots, I've been meeting up with some of the artists and vendors that are going to be attending this year's PaleFest. We've been working on art directive for new flyers, just everything that you can imagine, that's what I've been up to. So the videos are suffering a little bit just in terms of how frequently I am able to come in here and shoot them, but that's okay, because if being busy is the biggest problem that I'm dealing with right now, then I think I'm doing okay. And that reminds me that I want to remind you guys that today is a great day to have a great day. And if you're not having a great day, then that is okay too, because tomorrow is quite literally a new day. And what do we say about new days around here? Every new day is the first day of the rest of your life. So I hope that you guys are doing well, and if you're not, then I hope that this video helps you at least a little bit. I hope that you take these words with you, you think about them, you apply them, and you make tomorrow the day that you want it to be, okay? Now, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump on into today's video. Now, I mentioned that today's video is a mask discovery video, as well as a world's first replica video. That means that I'm going to share the discovery that I've recently made with you guys, but then we are also going to make that mask for my collection. Now, in the last video that I put out here on the channel, we had talked about a recently discovered, previously unseen version of Joey Jordison's self-titled mask, and I gave a little bit of history on the mask as well as some theories about what that mask previously was and what it had become, and then we replicated the mask. And in that video, I mentioned to you guys that I have some more similar content coming up, and that is the video that we are shooting today, because it's pretty much going to be the same video, just with a different mask, and I'm okay with that. This is the kind of stuff I love, and these videos definitely bring back some sort of old school vibe to the channel, something like what we were doing in 2015, 2016, the golden era of YouTube, and definitely the golden era for my channel, which is crazy because the channel's only gotten bigger and better, but somehow I still miss those old school days of just filming on a cell phone every single day and bringing some sort of informative and educational videos to the platform. I don't know, maybe I'm biased, I just really had a good time doing those, and I miss them. Anyways, I just made a short story long, so what do you say we go ahead and dive on into the actual video at hand today, another previously undiscovered Joey Jordison mask from the self-titled era. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I saved this photo weeks and weeks, if if not months ago on my phone. I have no idea where I found it, but I can assure you that I had never seen it before, and I'd never seen this Joey Jordison mask variant before. As far as I know, this is the only photo of this mask, but I do have some theories for this mask itself. Now, as you can see, it's not a great image, and we can really only see one side of Joey's mask, but from what we can see, we've got like this kind of Gene Simmons eye makeup look going on, and when I saw this, I thought, you know what? That looks super, super familiar, and at first, I just thought that maybe this was like a pre-conceptual mask that ended up becoming what Joey did with his Reading/Leeds Festival mask later on during Iowa. I mean, the eye shape is definitely pretty similar, and on both versions of Joey's Reading mask, I always kind of got Kiss vibes from it. The eye shape and the eye design just always reminded me of Kiss, but the more I was looking at this photo, the more I realized something. I don't think that this mask really has anything to do with the Reading/Leeds Festival Joey masks. I think this mask ended up becoming what we previously knew as an unused variant, meaning a mask that we never saw Joey wear. Now, let me explain. I want to show you guys this image right here. Now, as you can see, all of the masks in this photo are pretty well known, pretty well documented, and definitely worn by Joey, aside from this crazy scribbly mask with actual stitches through the mouth of the mask. No one has ever seen a photo of Joey wearing this, and no one has ever even seen another photo of this mask. This is the only shot that we see with this, and we really don't have any other information to go off of pertaining to this mask. In fact, I would say that the general consensus amongst collectors and mask makers is that a fan gave Joey this mask at whatever show this happens to be at. Well, I'm starting to think that Joey actually did wear this mask, because if you look at the eye shapes of the very, very black eye scars, we'll call them scars because I don't really know what else to call them, like the war paint that's around Joey's eyes on his masks. If you look at the very, very dark underneath the scribbles, the black makeup that is on this mask, the shapes are pretty much identical to what we are seeing in the mask at hand today. Now, my best guess here and my theory is that this mask is the mask that we are talking about recently being undiscovered. I think that this mask in this photo is the mask that we are talking about today in this photo, and I think that Joey obviously wore this mask for at least one show, and then after that show, he made some more alterations to it, and maybe he just wasn't happy with how it turned out. Maybe after this show, he added all of the scribbles over the white parts of the mask, or maybe after this show, he ended up doing the kind of thread through the mouth and he didn't like how that looked or felt, and then we just never saw the mask again. It got thrown to the wayside and was just never really used, and the only time that we ever saw it again was in this later photo during Iowa. Now, that is just my best guess given the context clues here, the fact that the eye shapes are very, very similar, and the fact that we only see this mask one time and we've only seen this mask one time. Obviously, Joey was not fond of it for whatever reason, but I do think that these are both the same mask. Don't take this as fact. I don't have any sort of proof. I'm just going off of what I'm going off of, the evidence at hand. So, there you go. We have a new mask out there in the wild, something that you guys can replicate and add to your collections. You guys have gotten my theories. Now, let's do the world's first replica of said mask so we can add it to my collection. Now, I'm going to be using yet another 83 Caesar recast. This is a one-of-one recast of the actual blank mail masks that Joey used back in the day. I think that you guys can find these on eBay or definitely on Etsy at any given time. Just type in 83 Caesar recast. These should come up. They're about $50 to $65 depending on the maker, and they are very, very nice. Out of all the blank white masks out there in the world, there's just something special about the 83 Caesar, and I think that we can all be pretty thankful that Joey and Buckethead and the Jabberwockies and whoever else used 83 Caesars chose to use 83 Caesars. Could you imagine if Joey was doing these same designs on these stupid, flat, wide, fat Party City blanks? That would suck. Now, for today's conversion, I am going to be using what I think Joey used for this mask based on the time period. Joey was definitely using a lot of eyeliner for his masks back in the day, and I think that with the saturation of the black, the contrast on this mask, he definitely used an eyeliner pen or an eyeliner pencil for the mask. So that's pretty much all you're going to need. You're going to need your base mask. You're going to need a pencil to trace out the design that you want to make sure that you make no mistakes. You can correct it as many times as you possibly want until you get it perfect, and then you're going to want an eyeliner pencil. I've got 2 of them right here with a sharpener, and this should be a fairly simple conversion to knock out. It is just the eyes and probably some weathering around the mask. Once again, we only have this one bad photo to go off of, but based on other Joey masks from that time period that we do have a good look at, it's pretty safe to guess what this thing would have looked like in detail. So, with all of that being said, I am going to pop you guys over to a time lapse. We are going to do this conversion from start to finish. I will meet you guys back here at the end of the video to show it off, and then that will be that. So sit back, relax, enjoy this time lapse, and maybe do one along with me if you guys have the materials there. If not, order them and then come back to this video. No matter what you do, just go ahead and do me a favor and drop a like on the video and hype the video up. Maybe even get crazy and leave a comment. Tell me what your guys' favorite Joey mask of all time is. I'd love to hear it. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and crack this one out. All right, so I just wanted to point out something to you guys because I'm sure that some of you guys are wondering how I am doing a full-scale replica of the entire mask when I can really only see this side of the mask and barely, because the photo that we have only shows the one side of the mask and it is a pretty old photo. I'm zoomed in pretty good here. So obviously there's not a whole lot to go off of. However, because of my theory, I do believe that I'm able to use this image right here, which shows the other side of the mask pretty well. And something that I noticed before I even sat down to make this video is that on certain details of this mask, even though this side does seem to line up pretty well, the makeup around the eyes does seem to line up to that pretty well, there's this entire other side, and clearly it doesn't have like these long kind of Gene Simmons-esque points. Or does it? Because if you look pretty well, you can kind of see the remnants. There was definitely something thicker and darker right there on the mask, and there was definitely something thicker and darker right here, which would be like the 2 points that Joey was always pretty well known for doing. So I would assume that if my theory is correct and Joey did do this design right here with the eyeliner pencils, it comes off pretty easy. So he may have gone back over this later with Sharpie. Obviously, it does kind of look like Sharpie. If you've ever Sharpied one of these plastic masks, you'll know that that is pretty much what it looks like. And we can see the remnants of some eyeliner designs down below. Again, this is all just theory, but I do feel like that is a pretty good thing to point out, which still makes me feel pretty secure in my theory and just gives me a little more confidence that what I'm doing here is the correct thing and this actually is the same exact mask. So as for right now, we have got what I think are pretty accurate little stencils here for us to go off of, the guidelines to go back in and fill out with these pencils. So I'm going to set you guys back up. We'll hit a time lapse of me filling this in and weathering the mask, and then we should be pretty much finished. Just something fun that I wanted to point out that a lot of people wouldn't catch. I do definitely see remnants of an old design there that kind of matches up with what's going on the other side. And I feel like this is the problem with a lot of people that do Joey masks, is they don't take them as serious as, say, you know, a clown conversion, because there's so much paint going on, so many different paint jobs. People think that these are just masks that you can throw a basic general design on and call it good, but there's actually a lot of research and a lot of effort that goes into making the best possible replicas of any masks, not just a Joey mask, but the fact that it's just a simple white blank face mask with some Sharpie or some nail polish or some eyeliner or whatever doesn't discredit the fact that these are some of the coolest masks in the world, and Joey's self-titled and Iowa masks were amazing, so I want to do them justice. Okay, enough talking from me. Let's go ahead and finish this mask. All right, so I think we've got our finished product here. I know it doesn't look the best on this iPhone camera with these real harsh studio lights, but I am pretty content with how this turned out. I like the shape of the eyes. I feel like that is pretty accurate for what we have to go off of. I also like the saturation of the eyeliner. I feel like it's in there pretty well, and I'm definitely happy with the weathering despite what you can or cannot see from the phone camera right here. Just wanted to show this real quick because I am going to go out and I am going to clear coat this in an attempt to get the eyeliner to stay where it is. This stuff is super, super messy to work with, and it seems like every time you get the mask to where you want it to be, you will touch another part of the mask and get some eyeliner there, and it just smears around and it's real messy. I don't know why Joey chose to use this stuff for so long. Maybe he liked the fact that it kind of came off real easily and made a mess, and he was able to do so many different versions of his mask by constantly updating it and wiping it clean and doing a new design the next night or whatever. But I am not a fan of working with this stuff. I much prefer the masks that he started using nail polish on. I just like the look and the way that they sat and the fact that they are that much easier to work with and you don't have to worry about constantly making a mess. But I did just want to show it in this form real quick before I go clear coat it in an attempt to control some of this eyeliner. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't see why it wouldn't, but it will also knock some of the sheen off the mask. You can see kind of some glare on the nose there. These recasts aren't perfect in their finish. They don't have that sort of eggshell matte finish that the real deal has, but once you go about putting a nice matte clear coat on it, it should take care of everything. But yeah, dude, pretty stoked with this. So give me a second to finish this out with the clear coat, and I will get you guys back up on the real camera on the tripod there, and we can close this video down, all right?
2,000 years later.
All right, guys, so there you have it. Not only do we have the discovery and the sharing of a previously unrecorded, undocumented Joey Jordison mask from the glory days of the self-titled record, but we went ahead and did a conversion from start to finish, giving us yet another world's first replica for the House of Masks as a collection. So that is pretty cool. And even cooler is the fact that we have gotten to do that twice in less than 2 weeks. Two previously unknown, undocumented, self-titled Joey Jordison masks, both being world's first for the collection. That is pretty rad. I love it that 27 years later, we are still doing this exact same thing. We are still finding out about new masks, we are still solving old mysteries, and we are still adding new pieces to the collection. That is pretty rad. So thank you guys for being here and for joining me and for coming along on this ride with me. I appreciate it more than you know. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I hope that you guys enjoy them. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one in particular. I always have fun with these things that we don't really get to do too often here on the channel anymore, and I hope that you guys do too. If you did, then please, by all means, go ahead and do the cliche YouTube bullshit. I'm not lying when I say that it helps when you leave a like, when you hype the video, when you leave a comment, and most importantly, when you make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, even if you think that you're subscribed to the channel. Because why? Well, YouTube just loves to unsubscribe my subscribers from this channel in particular for no reason, without their knowledge or permission. It is quite annoying that on every single video I put out, I get another person telling me that they were somewhere along the lines unsubscribed. I mean, how are we ever going to get to 200,000 Masketeers if YouTube keeps playing games? So, please, make sure that you are subscribed. I would appreciate you. And with all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and shut this one down and roll these hero shots, okay? So, until next time, this has been AJ Good here at the House of Masks telling you to say no to drugs and alcohol and yes to Joey Jordison masks, and we will see you guys in the next one.